I want to welcome you all to the second annual Feast of Knowledge. We are very excited to be here, and we're lucky to have all gotten here with what's happening on the streets of New York today. So I want to get you all to get settled. My name is Laura Collins, Lyster-Mensh, and my co-MC today is my husband, Mark Mensch. We're excited to use this space. We're very grateful to Caveat for making this available to us, and I hope you're all comfortable. I hope you all know where the bathrooms are in the hallway. We are going to be making a very family-style event today. You will be asked to help out, to help set out the food, to help clean up the food. We are truly a family here. You are, and I think possibly a lot of you already get this, but you are surrounded by extraordinary people in this room. I know many of you. I'm going to get to know a lot of you today that I haven't yet met, but this community is genuinely an amazing community. And I'm going to give you some rules for the day, but I do encourage you, if you're not familiar with F.E.A.S.T, that this community makes this kind of thing happen, and we are welcoming you into this community if you're new to us. And pretty much there's probably someone at every table who can tell you something about F.E.A.S.T, and I hope that we will, throughout the day, get you up to speed on who we are. But just in brief, we've been around since about 2007. We've gathered parents, of course, but also clinicians and advocates and writers and scientists to help support families around the world, especially through supporting caregivers, of which many of you are. We do this online, but we also do it in person. This is something like our 8th live event where people have gathered together. We've done that in, I think, 4 different continents. I'd love to do it everywhere, but you're all here today. Today we're going to give you tiny bites of big ideas. I cannot give you everything that would help you with your family today, but I can give you a taste of some really amazing science, because we are in New York this week right after the E.S.T conference, the AED, the Academy for Eating Disorders conference, which brought together 1,500 scientists, the leading people, the thinkers, the scientists, the clinicians, the activists in the world have been in New York this week, and we've brought just some of them to you to give you little tiny bites. But what I hope that will be is tiny bites of a feast that you will engage in over the next year and the coming years. So I'm going to introduce you to some wonderful people. I hope that you will stay in touch with them. I hope that you will feel empowered to be equals and peers with all of these wonderful scientists and clinicians and thinkers, because that's what F.E.A.S.T is. F.E.A.S.T is a peer community of parents that is involved with the eating disorder world in a larger way. And each of you will meet people that will expand your mind and that you will have really interesting conversations with, but there are more. And I want you to get out there and engage with the eating disorder field and get the information you need and become activists with us. We kind of have this radical idea that parents are not outsiders. We think that we are insiders in the treatment room with our loved ones. We're also equals with those out there who are trying to change the field, trying to improve the field. We feel that we have a responsibility and a right to be part of that, and that is what distinguishes F.E.A.S.T. We're introducing you to these people because you're in the room, but also it influences the field that you're all in this room and that you're going to go do that work with us. Nothing in this day is probably going to be filling on its own. We can never do that in one day. But this emphasis on eating together, being together, talking together is what we want to make happen all over the world. Every parent event that I go to ends a couple weeks later with a whole lot of messages from clinicians who tell me that they have never met the kind of parents that they see in this room, but we're actually quite typical. And if we can change the view of what parents are and what parents do and what we're interested in and what the questions we ask, and the clinicians in the room go home with a different view of the possibilities of the parents who come to them with their people, we could change treatment. A little bit of housekeeping, and some of this will be familiar to all of you and some of it will be less. This is the moment at which we usually ask you to turn off your cell phones, and I'm not going to ask you to do that. A lot of people in this room are caregivers, and feeling in touch with the people that are taking care of your person is important. Now, use Vibrate. If you need to go out in the hallway and have conversations, we do not want you to feel that you have to sit here and get every single bit that happens up here. Caregivers need to have their mind in more than one place, and we respect that and we value it. So it is never going to be rude to be on your phone, and it's never going to be rude to go out into the hallway or to go upstairs. Please feel free to do that at any time. We're going to be throwing a lot at you rapidly, so I also don't expect you to sit in your chairs all day and just watch. I've designed the program rather tightly. There's no way to get every single bit of it, but do mark who you see, and if there's something you're interested in, talk to them later. That's what this is about. This is a family event in every way, and as I mentioned, you're going to have to help cook, clean. And you may have to tolerate a little bit of chaos because we've never used this venue. This is a new event for us. My family, as you know, my husband's here. It's a family event. My daughter is here. My parents are here. And I do want to say that our family has a special debt to a particular member who we lost this week. And I want to somewhat dedicate this day and the energy that all of you have given to help me through this week to my mother-in-law, Doris, who isn't here, but approved my manicure before I left. This is a private event, but we are streaming it online. It's being streamed right now, thanks to Dan. And I want to make sure that you protect your privacy if needed. Don't say anything that you wouldn't want out there near that thing right there. But we're recording this session and all these sessions, and we will be cutting them up into pieces and publishing them. If there's anything that comes out during this day that you would like not to be on that recording, just tell me. It's gone. We won't do numbers today. In the eating disorder world, it's probably just a good idea not to talk about how much someone weighs or how much someone eats. We don't need to talk about calories. This is a very food-positive environment, as you might imagine, since we named our organization F.E.A.S.T. So just we can stay away from numbers. Eating disorders, we are a spectrum. We try not to speak of a particular eating disorder. We're going to try to just say eating disorder unless it's necessary to the conversation. And if you've been in the eating disorder world a long time, you'll understand why. But in this room, we have people affected by all eating disorders. So let's try to use eating disorder instead of specific ones. We have people in the room here who are at every part of their journey, including people who have lost their children. So I want to be respectful of the full spectrum of parents in our community and just do a lot of listening. And before we go to our first wonderful speaker, I just want to make sure that everyone knows that there's a room to the side over here. If you feel emotional and you want a little space, then I welcome you to go in there. It's chaos, but if you need a little space, it's there. And now, I want to ask Mark to say a few words about why he's here. Just a few.
I'm here mostly to carry stuff and plug stuff in, and if something goes wrong, then I'm just simply dispatched to take care of it. I have no intellectual heft or anything insightful to add. But if you need something carried, just holler and I'll take care of it.
Nice. And I want to introduce my co-chair for the day to say a word or two. Yes, please.
Hello and welcome. It's so great to see you all here. I'm Elynn Cohen and I helped Laura with this project. I want to thank her and her family. I want to thank all the volunteers who helped make this day possible. You all know who you are. And I want to thank the stellar array of professionals who are here to share their knowledge with us. A couple weeks ago, I was on the train platform and I saw a poster from Sloan Kettering. And if you're not from here, Sloan Kettering is the cancer treatment center in New York, and it's the place to go if you have cancer. And on their poster it said, "More science, less fear." That really resonates with me, and it's why we're all here today. Thank you.
Real quick, Laura, I now remembered what you wanted me to say. There's going to be a period for questions, so I'm going to take the mic out and I'll bring it to someone if they have a question. I won't hand you the mic. I'll hold it for you because if I hand it to you, we may not get it back. We have some experience with that. When that opportunity comes and you have a question, raise your hand. We'll bring the mic to you.
And just very quick announcement.
Oh. Okay, so Laura, being the boss that she is, got a letter from the mayor of New York City, Mayor De Blasio, and this is the letter that he wrote. "Dear friends, I'm delighted to join Families Empowered in supporting treatment for eating disorders and welcoming everyone to its second annual Feast of Knowledge event. My administration has made it a priority to improve the way we deliver mental health services, shatter the stigma that is all too often associated with mental health conditions, and change the way we think about mental health to better support our residents. In these efforts, we are grateful for the leadership of organizations like F.E.A.S.T. and its unwavering dedication to further this mission. I applaud everyone gathered here today for their work to facilitate healing for individuals and families affected by eating disorders, and I am proud to join in reaffirming our shared commitment to improving mental health in the 5 boroughs and beyond." Let's be serious, he's really only concerned about the 5 boroughs. On behalf of all New Yorkers, please accept my best wishes for an informative event and a memorable stay for all those visiting our city. Mayor Bill De Blasio.